dark in here. It's mad dark. It's mad dark. What's up? What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Just wanted to do a quick live on the plight of America. And what Donald Trump is going to do about the Hondurans who are pouring into Mexico. And yeah, there's a lot of information on it. A lot of things you can dig up. President, they're coming out of Guatemala. The president is saying that they'll be turned back. Basically, they tore down the border in between Mexico and Guatemala. And I'm just going to read a couple things. This just talks about Honduras is a Central American country with the Caribbean Sea coastline to the north and the Pacific Ocean to the south. It is tropical rainforest near Guatemala. The ancient Mayan ceremonial site, Capan, has stone carved hieroglyphics and I don't know that word, tall stone monuments in the Caribbean Sea. So that just gives you some background of who these people are. They're ancient Mayans. The ancient Mayans are their progenitors. And if you don't know who they are, those are the people who gave you your computers, your first computers, thousands and thousands of years ago. Pachaclucci and Quetzalcoatl, and there were kings, and things along that sort. And I think the most famous is Montezuma. And Montezuma's Revenge in Mexico. If you haven't heard of that, don't drink the water. That's because they said that Montezuma was the one who poisoned the water after the conquistadors came and killed like 80-something million of them. Just mass murder, all because of their gold. And there's some other stories behind that, but nonetheless, in present day, the reason why they left Guatemala is because of gang violence and poverty. And, so they were seeking a better life in Mexico. But really what they wanted to do is come to America. That's really what their aim is. Just to give you some more statistics, between 2000 and 2008, there's been 15 million Hispanics that have either come into the country or were born here. During that time, there's only been 2 million African Americans. There's been even less Indians. And during that time, there's also been a shrinkage of Europeans. So by 2000, now here's the thing. By 2060, the population here in America will be mostly Hispanic people, and who are really Taino Indians. It's the Hispanic people, or the Spanish, they're Europeans. They invaded these people and killed millions of them. And then, of course, now they look like them. They were actually very dark-skinned people like myself. Taino Indians are very dark-skinned people. But being that they were invaded and almost wiped out completely, just like the American Indian, Just like the original people from Australia, the Aborigines, the same thing happened, on all these continents. Just like Leopold, when he killed millions of Africans. The French, the English, same story over and over and over again. Nonetheless, the Taino Indians are dark skinned people. But now, people who coming out of Mexico and, you know, uh, Guatemala, some of those people think that they're white. And if you're going to go with what America says, if you have one drop of black blood and then you're black, you are not white. These people are not white at all. They can't even classify as white, but what they can do is, and what they will do, is they will outnumber the European. Now, the European right now has almost 200 million here in America. Listen, they were projecting in 40 years, that the Hispanic people will outnumber the Europeans. No. That's not going to happen in 40 years. It's not going to be 2060. It might be 2000. Look, if these people get into this country as refugees and find a way to stay here, and some of them will, if they get into this country because of the civil wars that are raging in Mexico and Guatemala and the lawlessness, listen, if they get into this country, and some of them will, and stay here, you can push that date to 2060 on up. It's not going to be in 2060. It's going to be like 2045. It'll be in 25 years from now or less. And I'm going to go with less. And I'm going to tell you why. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm going to tell you why. Simply because okay, so the Dutch, the Spaniards, the English, all of these European nations, when they poured out of their country, they were seeking new worlds. It was a big thing to conquer, just like the Romans, right? You go, you conquer, and all this. And there were two empires in Rome, this East and West. The West never fell East. So it's go and conquer and then add them to the empire, grow the empire so they can look more powerful. That's what everybody is doing, right? So taking hints from, the old Roman Empire and how they became the third largest empire ever, and looking at their empire and then looking at Darius, the Persian Empire and the Mongol and all that other stuff. When they looked at these empires, they were like, we need to do the same thing. So they got in their ships and they conquered all these lands. And once the Spaniards came here, one of the things that the Spaniards wanted was money. They wanted gold. Okay? They found out that the Taino Indians, who are now Mexicans and Guatemalans, had gold, but they had a belief that Tiamat, who was one of their gods, was a white person. Now, if you don't know who Tiamat is, go ahead and look at, you can just look up Tiamat. It'll be it'll be a she, but it'll be like a 5-headed dragon. Now, when you look up Tiamat, you're going to find out that Tiamat is the dragon in Dungeons and Dragons. a 1980s cartoon show where the kids go to an amusement park and they end up in another world with Dungeon Master, and then there's a guy that's always chasing them. But the one person the guy who I forgot his name, who they can't beat is Tiamat. She shows up, and that's just that. They didn't make that idea up. Tiamat came from a belief of the Taino Indians. And when they saw the conquistador, they believed that it was Tiamat returning to them to make their empire great. Now, you got to understand, like everybody else, they were all infighting and they were doing atrocities to their own self. So when they were divided, they were easily conquered. But another way they conquered them is the Spanish made a lot of these Taino Indians their lords. What they did was they tricked them with the Bible. And they made them lay down their arms. And then when they saw what was happening to their people, when they finally figured out what was happening to people, they were outnumbered. And what they did was they were feeding them to dogs, for one. And then they would throw them in these, pits where, some of them were dead, some of them weren't. And sometime if they were moaning too loud in pain, they would take a wooden stick and hammer it down their throats, men and women and children. They did terrible, terrible crimes to them. Now, saying all that to say this. These crimes they did in Africa, these crimes they did in, every continent they could. They did. Except Asia. They didn't do it in Asia, they just blew Asia up. They just dropped 2 bombs, Pearl Harbor in Asia. But here's the thing. When you invade a country, you have to realize that the indigenous people will never forget that you invaded their country. And now that these countries have been invaded, they're invading this country. Now, the same thing is happening to France. Now, I visited France some 10 or so years ago. And when you land in France, you're going to see, for one, first thing you'll see is Africans. They're everywhere, speaking French, because they were invaded and tortured by the French. Okay? Some of them are still over there. They call them Afrikaans. Just like, get out of here. Literally, all right? So, in a lot of African nations are trying to tell white people to get off their land and give them back their land. And the white people are like, no, we're not giving you back your land. It's just like, you didn't barter for this land. You came in, invaded, and raped and pillaged and took it. This is our continent. Vamonos. Get off our land. And they're just like, no. And so a lot of African nations have issued a warning to white people. They're like, you either get off our land and we're not paying you for it. You either leave or we're coming to, remove you in a very violent way. I do not suggest they do that, but they're angry and they have the right to be. So you have a mass invasion that has happened to France and England. And now this is where you get a lot of people saying, get out of our country. Now people who are from England telling the black people to get out of our country, just like, here's the thing. Let's just go over this. You brought us over here in slavery. You did that. We was minding our own business. We had our own problems. You brought us over here for the slave trade. You brought us here, America, Brazil, some of the islands. You did that. Then you dilapidated the economy in some of these islands. This is why the Haitians are having such a hard time. This is why Jamaica and all these other countries are dirt poor. You guys did that. Crashed economy. This is why some countries in Africa are just struggling because you're still crashing the economy. So you guys can go in there and rape and pillage and do whatever and not get caught. Yes. So now you're being invaded, and your economic system is going because of all the people who are pouring into your countries. That is going to happen in America. In America, listen, these people don't have to get over here on a boat. I mean, that's the way most of them get here. You're going to stop them at the border, right? But you got to understand, I mean, you have, of course, border police that's in the water too, you know. But it's obvious that you can't stop all these people. You invaded their countries, the Europeans, and now they're invading this country. And then you're going to have human rights activists that are going to step in and say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because you can't stop it. You are not going to stop listen, in less than 10 years, 15 million people. Listen, every year, 1.3 million of Hispanic people either come here or they're born here. 1.3 every year. No one else is doing those numbers. If these Guatemalans come into this country, I'm telling you, it's lights out. You will be sorely outnumbered. The white man and the white woman will be a minority. Now, some people are saying, okay, they're more akin to African American people because they live in our neighborhoods, they go through the same struggles we do, they're being discriminated against and all this and other stuff. But they're saying, you know what, we're white people. But the white people are just like, get out of our country. It's a rude awakening. See, there's some dynamics here where you're going to have some clashes that are going to be extremely violent if people don't let go of their ignorance. Like it's going to be really, 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 really violent. And these are going to be on small scale. It's going to be on a small scale. Each battle is going to be like guerrilla warfare. And the white people are going to get caught up in it because they're going to be the ones saying to these people, get out of our country. And these people are going to remember the hostility that you have towards them. Not all white people, but they're going to look at the social media and they're going to see all this and they're going to be like, you know what? Let's go. They're going to be angry. They're going to be angry, and when they outnumber you, it's going to be a bad deal here in America. Because there's going to be white people who are convinced that this is their country, even though it was built on the backs of slaves, Indian slaves, black people slaves. Indians had black people as slaves. But a lot of things were built on the backs of black people. But to get out of our country, and of course the American Indians, only 2 million of them, they're still getting their land taken from them. Anytime land has oil on it, it belongs to the U.S. government. Anytime it has drugs on it, it belongs to whoever's standing on it at that time. So the American Indian can't catch a break at all. You know? So there's going to be some hard truths. There's going to be some hard truths to transform. It's coming down the pipe, and the black people, the African American. You notice how the Asians ain't getting mixed up in none of this. The Middle Eastern, we already know they got their issues because we're, Our armies are in their lands taking their stuff right now. Just taking whatever they want over there. But the African American who's still trying to not get shot in the face just for driving down the street, the African American is going to pick a side. They are. They're going to pick a side. And listen. For the powers that be who are in the U.S. government, you have to understand, in 20 to 25 years, every single person who is now in the U.S. government will not be there. I just think 30 years from now, the majority of them will be old and finished and dead. Be dead 30 years from now. Or they'll just be phased out of the job. They'll be it. 30, 40 years, not unless you're 25. But you have term limits, things of that sort. Well, basically what's going to happen is you're going to get beat. If America is a democracy, you're going to get beat. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to get beat in up-and-coming elections starting in the next now. Now, you're going to get beat now. Now, oh, wait a minute. Yep, now. You guys are starting to get beat by people who are Taino Indians, who are one of the 12 tribes, but we'll let them think they're white if that's what they want. You're going to start losing. All that cabinets and all that, you're going to start losing because the numbers are going to swell against you. You're going to start losing. And when you start losing these elections, listen. You're going to start losing the elections. You're already starting to lose these elections, actually. But you already have people rigging these elections. These governors, they're already rigging these elections so minorities can't vote. But what's going to happen is we're all going to get hip to the game. And all of these votes are going to count. You're not going to do like George Bush did. That piece of crap. And his crooked, evil empire administration, all of them are evil. They're just evil people. But see, we're getting all the tricks that you're doing, hiding the places to where it's voting, telling people you can't vote if you have an outstanding bill. All of that's going to get weeded out. And once all that gets weeded out, you're going to have minority votes that count for council, judges, state rep, senates, mayoral, governors, U.S. senates. The only thing that's not going to be controlled by the popular vote is the presidency. However, the people who elect the presidency is an electoral college. It's not the popular vote. It's 270 people that control the presidency. That's it. We've seen this happen over and over and over again. The popular vote does not determine who's going to be president. Donald Trump did not win the popular vote. The people did. Look, this is supposed to be a democracy. This is not a democracy. You do not live in a democracy. You don't. You don't. Not when this country has more people in prison than any other country. This is not a democracy. Your vote didn't count for the president. Your vote didn't count. 270 people out of how many million? 700 million people. 270 people out of 700 million. That's it. That's all. That's what counted. A difference. Listen, there were 3 million more people that voted for Hillary. Your vote didn't count. You stood in line. You was like, Hillary. You stood there for how many hours? You think your vote counted? Your vote got thrown down the trash. When you stood in line and voted for Hillary Clinton, the last election, your vote got tossed in the garbage, literally. You were not worth listening to. Your vote went into file 13. You think they cared about your vote? Why? Because you're what? Because you work out where? You got a degree? Oh, you're special because you live in some zip code? Or you live in some hoity-toity? It didn't matter. Because you live in and you went to so-and-so college that your vote's gonna count. Your vote got tossed in the garbage. Your vote meant as much as my vote, and I didn't vote. You spent your time voting. I was at home eating chips, and I counted just as much as you did for the presidency. All of that's going to change. See, because the electoral college, the system is going to have to change. But even before it changes, look. The electoral college is chosen by forgot whatever their names or whatever they call them. Delegates, right? Delegates. They're delegates and they're super delegates, right? They're delegates and they're super delegates, right? That's who they are. So, what if the delegates and the super delegates were the majority Hispanic? What would happen if the majority of them were minorities? No. What would happen if the majority of the super delegates and the delegates were the majority? I'm gonna tell you what would happen. It's what up, man? Right. It's gonna be bloodshed. What would happen if the delegates and the super delegates were the majority? See, that's what you got now. The majority is white, though, right? In 25 years, especially with these Hondurans coming over here, see, they think it's going to be in 2060 where white people are going to be the majority. No. Not with all these Hondurans coming over here. It's going to be real quick. I guess I don't know who you are, but nonetheless, but bust it. I don't know what your other channel is. Put your other name up there, and okay. But so let's just say 30 years from now. Play gamer. Now it's all right. Play gamer. I'm gonna have to look you up when I'm done explaining this. And the Mexicans tell them USA all talk. And the Mexicans tell them USA all talk. But imagine, see, the flip side is getting ready to happen. The flip side. That's what's getting ready to happen during this lifetime. So the delegates and the super delegates, instead of being a majority of Caucasian or European, they're going to be the majority of minority. Wait, what? It's going to be the majority Black, Hispanic. And whoever else you want to add in there. You want to throw an Asian in there? We'll throw a couple of those in there. Hell, there's 270 of them. We'll throw a couple of Asians in there. Heck, we'll throw some Middle Easterns in there. Maybe one or two. Throw a Middle Eastern in there somewhere. Who's a senator, state senator. We'll throw one in there. What's going to happen? It's about to go down. That's exactly what's happening. It's about to go down. And look, it's going down now. It's going down now. The invasion is happening, and it's been happening. This is why you get all these white people calling on Black people and running scared and whatnot. It's happening. It's going down. It's going down now. You invaded these countries. Now bust it. Now just imagine this. If the Hispanic people, once they become the delegates and super delegates, they decide who the president's going to be. Who do you think the president's going to be? What do you think the president's going to look like once they get in office and pretty much they're the majority of delegates? This is why the system's going to change. See, the system is made up so they can control who goes into office, right? But what happens when all those people are no longer there? 25, 30 years, none of those delegates and super delegates are going to be there. They're all going to be replaced with darker faces. So guess who's going to be the president? What's that, about 6-7 terms from now? What, 6 times 4 is 24. So, 6 times 4, 20. 6 times, yeah, 24, 28, 6, 36. 36. You got about, well, no, you gotta go by 4. So, yeah, you got, what did you, about 7, 28, about 8. You got 8 terms, about 8, and you're gonna see your first Spanish-speaking. I'm not gonna do nothing about it. I don't have a problem with Latinos in them. George Lopez, right? I don't have a problem with y'all. Even though one of y'all did break my window today. But it was, look. All the Black people who used to live in this neighborhood are all leaving. Guess who's replacing them? Hispanics. This is now their neighborhood. Well, listen. When a Hispanic come to me and say they got a problem with me, then we're going to have a problem. But until then, none of them has messed with me. None of them. I got along with all of them. Like, I ain't never had one call me out my name. I've never had a Hispanic approach me on some let's get it in tight. Leave me alone. Yeah, I've never had one, come at me. So I'm like, leave me alone. Y'all good? You know what I'm saying? I don't mess with them. They don't mess with me. I'm okay. I don't have an issue with them. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have an issue with them. I don't fight with them. I don't fight with nobody. I got more problems with black people than I have with any other race. I do. I got more problems with black folks. However, I don't deny my race. I'm quicker to protect my race than anyone. But my race gives me hell. They don't like me at all. But they're still mine. I mean, black people don't like me whatsoever. Like there's like 5 people that I know that might tolerate me for like 10 minutes. They just don't like me. But I'm black. I can't claim to be anything else. I won't do it. I'm a black man. You know what I'm saying? I do things that black people do. Somewhat. Probably why they don't like me. I don't drink, I don't smoke, but every race does that. But I don't party. I'm not a typical black person. I'm just not. And that's one reason why, truthfully, they don't really gravitate towards me, because the women are just like, you're weird. And I'm just like, thank you. Yeah, I try to keep it healthy, But I'm just, when the women call me weird, I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'm not for you. And I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But I never deny my race. A lot of people have given me hell ever since I was born. They've been kicking my ass ever since I was born. But I stay to myself. But I'm telling you guys, it's about to go down. But we do got to stick together. Because black people are going to catch it on every end. The president's gonna win this term. Black people always hate on their own. Always. They're the first to kill you. They're the first to rip you off. First to steal your woman. First to raid your house. There's no loyalty in them. There's no loyalty in them. I don't trust any of them. I don't. I don't listen. I don't talk money with them. You know what I'm saying? Not unless it's money I'm dreaming about. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I wouldn't mind making $200, but I don't be like, yeah, man, I got so and so in the bank. I don't do that. Yeah. I don't do that. I don't sit up there and say, I got $5 in my pocket. You might get hit in the head for that $5. They scheme on you. They will rob you. Nah, I done been robbed before. You know what I'm saying? Sneak in your house. Your girl is dirty. Bring another dude in your crib when you ain't there. Nah, I don't rock with none of them. I don't trust none of them, female or male. Female even worse. The girls are worse because you think they won't do it because they're sweet. I trust them less, especially younger females. The problem is there's so few and far between. There's a couple of guys that I know that are cool, but not too many. I would say out of 30, there might be 2. I don't like going to black events. There's always a problem. There's shootouts, fist fights. People are getting deaded. I'm just done. I stay to myself, man. I chill. For for the cool people, when I found out they're cool, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But for the majority, even my neighbors, they don't like me. Never done anything to them. I just don't even care anymore. I don't care if you don't like me. But anyways, so wanted to chat it up with you guys. I ain't did a lot. Oh shoot, I'm in Ohio, man. I'm in Columbus. Yeah. Yeah. Where you at? Dropping that hip hop. From city to city. From city to city, from space to space. I'm a center to give you a taste. Okay. The boogie down. My brother ICU is much darker. Yeah. Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx. Yeah. Like poetry and super. I'ma listen to my night. Yeah. South Bronx, South Bronx. Yeah. I've been hearing about South Bronx, man. I've never been there though. But I've been vibing off of New York ever since I was a shorty. You know, listening to hip hop, dancing to it. So I get to feel the vibe one night. Y'all a little too wild for me, but y'all a little too much for me, man. It be going down in the BX. I never had a run-in with anybody from BX, though. I never had a run-in with any of them cats. Oh, you like this music? That's Brooklyn type of stuff, man. That's Bronx. That's boogie. That beat was boogie down type. Because when you listen to it, that was like old 90s. With the yeah. It's alright. What it used to be though. Yeah. Yeah, this is a it's a boogie down. I can see somebody from the BX flowing over this. Yeah, that's I got all kind of hip hop stuff I be messing around with. just to be doing it when I get bored. One, two, 1, 2. 2. That's that old Jay-Z type. You ain't ready. I just be messing around, man. I'm gonna start putting this stuff on. I got a whole bunch of stuff on SoundCloud. If you want to listen to some beats already done, I'll put the link up so you can just go and listen to my stuff on SoundCloud. I got some just regular. I got some like regular beats with like 3 tracks. I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna see what somebody's gonna do with this because I'm not gonna do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? Get some regular stuff that's just 2 or 3 tracks. But here, I'm gonna give you this right here. Up on SoundCloud. What machine I use? GarageBand. Brooklyn! Brooklyn, where you at? Yeah. Yeah, it's classic. That's classic. Get a Killer Bees or somebody on that. These are all pre-production. I ain't really did too much with them. Just mess with them. I got a. This is a classic. This is a. This is a classic beat. It's a classic hip hop joint. That kick, boom, 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 boom. And then I want to, on that beat, man, I'm going to just, whoever, well, I'm probably not going to engineer it, but whoever gets it, they should just have the beat like, boom, 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 boom. I'm going to play it again so you can hear it. So you can hear the boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, BX in the building. Okay, that's what you're listening to. That's two different. That's two different. That's one. That's the other. See, that's one. It's two different ones. That's two different joints to listen to. Boom, boom. The 808 filter, the end of the track. So the 808. You know why I didn't put an 808 in it? Because the 808 is more recent. Well, people been using 808s, but if I throw an 808 in, it'll go. Boom, 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 boom. It'll be a sustained note. Yeah. If I hit an 808 in here, it'll be a sustained note. It'll be a boom. You know what I'm saying? It'll be that type of thing. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. But that's what I'm saying. Whoever engineers it, once they get it, they need to take it and go hard in the paint with the boom, 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 and just rock like that, like for like a few bars. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 bars and whatnot. That type of thing. Yeah. And then, if I was going to do it, then I would, my voice, and if I was going to do it, I would also, what's wrong with my voice? I would also change up the snare in the middle of the song. So when you have that part, boom, 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 I would change up the snare. So I would have 2 different snares, and then I would have 1 snare to accent, and then once you come out of your 16 bar and go into your hook, it goes back into a regular snare. So it's just different stuff that I would do with it. But when I make these beats, man, I don't really make them. I don't finish them. I just kind of mess around with them because I'm bored. I've been making music since I was 17. So you know what I'm saying? No! Hold on, man. Hold on. Hey, ready for that? Do it again. Do it again. Brooklyn! The Bronx! What up? To all my ladies in the place with style and grace. You ready? Hey, ready? Oh! Hey, you ain't ready? Tell me Big wouldn't kill this. Big would kill this. Yeah. This is a Rick Ross joint. Oh. BBS's. I'ma do it down. Wanna be the best. I'ma do it. Rick Ross would kill this. Have Drake come on and sing. Get one of his chicks to sing or a loop over it. Baby, right there. To all the ladies in the place with Sterling. Rick Ross. Rose. Rick. Rose killed that beat right there. Rose. Some regular stuff on here, man. I just be messing around with these cats. Because people make all kinds of stuff, man. I be listening to these beats nowadays. I'm just like, man, I'm not really that good at making the you know what I'm saying, the new style hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I be failing miserably. But I love making the old style joints, man. The new style stuff. I got a real good ear for the old style because that's what I grew up on. This new style stuff, man, I'm not really that good at it. And some of it I like. Like I like No Styling. No Styling. That new song, I like that. I don't really listen to French, but I do like that song. Uh, I like that Percocet, Miley Percocet. I don't like what he's saying, but I like it. Um, One of my favorite songs that I just was is like, yo, that song is crazy. Um, is by Lil Uzi Vert. That's the so when he came out, one of made him a huge hit. All my friends are dead. You know that song. Push me to that. The way they made that beat. Oh my goodness! Like I love the way that came together. Like the way they made the beat, and then the way Uzi Vert just climbed on it and just rode that beat, man. His voice on it and everything. It just like you can just feel the connection behind. I was like, yo, they really did that right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you may not like what he's talking about, but you feel that people are gonna gravitate towards a song, and it's a class like that. That song to me is a classic. You know, push me through the edge. All my friends are dead. I was just like, and what he's saying, like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because the youngsters, you know, they're all like sad. You know what I'm saying? They're always talking about, you know, ending themselves and all this stuff, and then a young boy that that they shot and killed. You know, he made that song sad before he died. Oh, and then you wanna let go. I was like, it's a dope song, but it's so sad that it's like now you're gone and 20 years old. So it's just everybody's so sad, man, and fascinated with leaving this planet. So my music is different from theirs because it's I don't know, it's more lively, I guess, more about life. Uh Bronx, boogie down. Uh-huh. Uh, that's a classic right there. It is a sad world. You gotta bounce. Y'all gotta okay, man. Talk to you later, man. Peace. Okay. Okay, bro. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I tell you, that's the kind of stuff I make, man. Yeah, yeah. That's the kind of stuff I make, man. But yeah, peace out, bro.